Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get into this. Evernorth now has 261 million XRP. Who has sent XRP so far? Ripple sent two payments, 211 million and 319,000. Chris Larson sent 50 million. Uphold Exchange account sent 199,000. And Jan Label account sent 300,000. That's all in XRP. No stablecoins here. Well, it's official. Ripple just closed its biggest power move yet. Hidden Road is now Ripple Prime. Ripple just became the first crypto company in history to own a full-scale global prime brokerage. Let's break down what this actually means and why it's a huge deal for XRP. What exactly happened? Ripple officially completed its acquisition of Hidden Road, one of the fastest-growing non-bank prime brokers in the world. Now renamed Ripple Prime, it gives Ripple direct access to the same financial plumbing used by hedge funds, banks, and major trading firms. What a prime broker does. Prime brokers are like the Wall Street middleman. They handle big institutional trades, clearing, lending, FX, derivatives, and more. They make the markets run smoothly for large players. Now Ripple owns one, and it runs on blockchain rails. Why this is massive for Ripple. Owning Ripple Prime means Ripple isn't just offering payment tech anymore. It's now building the full financial stack. Payments, custody, stablecoin, RLUSD, and prime brokerage. That's end-to-end infrastructure for institutions. And the wild thing, Hidden Road's business tripled before the deal was even closed. Since Ripple first announced the acquisition earlier this year, the business has grown 3 times, and that's before Ripple's full integration. It shows how big the demand is for crypto-friendly financial services that actually meet institutional standards. The RLUSD connection. Ripple's stablecoin RLUSD is now live being used as collateral inside of Ripple Prime, and even for derivatives trading. Some clients are already holding their balances directly in RLUSD. That's real usage, not speculation. Why institutions trust RLUSD. RLUSD has been rated #1 for stability, governance, and asset backing by Blue Chip, earning an A rating. Its reserves are custodied by BNY Mellon, one of the oldest and most respected banks in the world. That's the kind of credibility Wall Street cares about. Ripple's expansion strategy is clear. Ripple isn't just in crypto anymore. It's quietly building the digital financial system layer by layer. 2023, Medico, which is custody. 2024, Standard Custody. 2025, Rail, which is a stablecoin payments firm. G Treasury, Treasury Management, and now Ripple Prime. Every acquisition connects traditional finance with XRP-powered liquidity. What comes next? Ripple Prime will start using blockchain more deeply to streamline operations, reduce costs, and speed up trades. In short, it's turning Wall Street tools into crypto-native ones. That's where institutions finally scale in. The takeaway, this isn't just another Ripple headline. It's the final puzzle piece in Ripple's strategy to dominate institutional finance. With Ripple Prime Live and RLUSD expanded, XRP's role as a global liquidity bridge just became much more real. The next phase of crypto evolution is not retail hype, it's institutional execution. And if you found this information valuable or helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. They are opening the doors to massive liquidity, and we all know why. The timing is no coincidence, it's all planned. Since the end of the Ripple versus SEC case, things are moving very quickly, in my opinion. We will see a utility market sooner than most people think. Ashish Burla, CEO at Evernorth. The future of crypto equals access, trust, and transparency. Evernorth XRP gives institutional plus public investors simple, regulated, and liquid exposure to XRP, and we're compounding that value.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashish Burla. Some of you may know me from my years at Ripple, where I helped Brad and the team bring blockchain to the real-world payments. But today, I want to share more about Evernorth, a new kind of company built to provide institutional investors and public markets with exposure to XRP. Think of it as a publicly traded XRP treasury that gives investors simple, regulated, and liquid exposure to XRP. But with a twist, we aim to collectively grow our XRP holdings, and what we generate from the treasury will be used to purchase more XRP for the treasury. We've built an incredible team of leaders from crypto, capital markets, and finance. People who have been at the forefront of innovation, regulation, and risk management for years. Together, we're committed to building something enduring for the long term. And we're backed by a world-class group of investors and leaders, including SBI, Ripple, Arrington Capital, Pantera Capital, and Kraken, firms that share our conviction in XRP's future. So why now? For the first time, XRP has clear regulatory standing in the United States, opening the door for large-scale adoption. Evernorth is positioned to be the trusted, transparent bridge to the public markets. This is just the beginning, and I couldn't be more excited to build this together with the community at every turn. Follow along. We're excited for what's ahead.
You know, I gotta say it, my friends, the institutions are here. And don't forget about that 10 billion whale who made 200 million shorting the China tariff market crash, has fully closed out his most recent BTC shorts, totaling 227 million. He made a total profit of 6.4 million. Ripple's Jack McDonald's hinting that Ripple will get an EMI license. An EMI license is an electronic money institution. Lets a company issue e-money, digital cash, holds customer funds, and provide payment services like transfers and wallets across the EU under strict regulation.
Would you like to add on?
Yeah, I would say two things. One, to your first question around what are the holdbacks or the factors holding back adoption, I think there's really three. One is comfort, which is going to come from education. And as we talked about earlier, stable coins, by their very nature of being stable, and particularly when you look at certain stable coins that are managed in a way, for example, how we manage ours, that we'll talk about in a moment, we're going to give great confidence to the largest institutions to use them. Second of all, regulatory clarity and tailwinds are going to encourage a lot of institutions to come out and adopt stablecoin usage. Then third, having the infrastructure in place to support that. I do think that there's a risk, and this has been suggested in part up here today, that maybe we try to put this new financial operating system on the legacy rails. And I'm concerned that that may actually hold back the potential, or we might try to do it in incremental steps and save money along the way and not actually be bold and innovative, because I do think that there's a better way. We can still work within the system. We're not trying to overthrow traditional financial systems, but I do think the opportunity with this new technology is pretty profound in terms of what we can do. Last thing I would say is that not all stable coins are the same, and we've issued the gold standard of stable coins, a dollar-backed stable coin. BNY Mellon is our custodian. All of our reserves are in high-quality liquid assets. We come out of New York State. We're a fiduciary. We hold our customer assets in bankruptcy remote accounts, et cetera, et cetera. And as the legislation continues to evolve in different jurisdictions, whether it's in the EU where we'll get an EMI license, whether it's a country like Japan where we're partnering with SBI, we're walking through the front door of every regulator, and we're doing it in a regulated way, in a very compliance-first way. And I don't think that we're going to have the same sort of challenges that others are going to do to embrace the opportunity and to entice the largest institutions who want to come and get into this segment of the business by partnering with folks like Ripple.
And I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but Ripple is probably the most scrutinized blockchain technology company out there. I really find it very suspicious after Binance causes the biggest crypto crash in history, and now President Trump has pardoned Binance founder Changpeng Zhao, CZ. I just find it very suspicious, if you ask me. And last up, Securitize is going public via SPAC, planning to be listed in public markets with the help of Cantor Fitzgerald. Securitize has integrated Ripple's RLUSD into its platform, allowing investors in tokenized funds to exchange shares directly into RLUSD. Securitize tokenization tools and infrastructure are directly linked to Ripple's stablecoin and the XRP ledger.
Securitize is a tokenization company. We reported that it is going public through a SPAC, a trend we haven't seen in a long time. The deal will value Securitize at over $1 billion, and it will be listed in the public market after.
And what's the benefit of Securitize going public versus staying private?
So it definitely is about gathering capital with a listed vehicle. They have a lot more flexibility in raising equity. The interesting about Securitize is that it actually is a vehicle or a company that is trying to turn e-liquid asset in the traditional sense. For instance, think of like the KKR private equity fund or some sort of private equity fund that usually you cannot trade like a liquid asset. And with the tokenization, you can trade the exposure of these assets. So for this kind of company to go public in the traditional way, in a traditional equity market, that is giving a lot of testament to us how they think about the equity that will be available to them.
And you mentioned this would be through a SPAC, those special purpose acquisition companies, a SPAC that was started actually by Cantor Fitzgerald, which has a vested interest in the development of the crypto industry.
So Cantor is a very interesting company right now. It's at a very critical spot within the crypto industry. They really have built out the crypto investment banking coverage team. And with Hal Lutnick being in the administration and Cantor Fitzgerald, the investment bank being run by his son, this particular SPAC, it actually counts Brandon Lutnick, the son of Hal Lutnick, as the CEO and chairman. the company Cantor is also very close to Tether, and so there is a lot of the exposure to crypto that Cantor is in right now. They've actually raised 4 SPACs, and number 1 has already announced a deal. This we are expecting some sort of announcement in the near future, and we could see the remaining 2 potentially also going into something in the crypto world, but we haven't heard much on those yet.
This is the exact same way that Evernorth XRP is going public, through a SPAC. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.